Hello and welcome to the micro-magicpodcast. I don't remember if I did a special intro last time, but this time that's it. That's the whole thing. Hi, B.
Hi.
This is B. I'm DarcyBits. I don't know why I did the intro that way, but we're just gonna roll with it. This is a short podcast. Hopefully this is not too long. I don't remember how long the last one was, and I think it was pretty good. Yeah, that's it. Today's episode theme is custom Omenpath cards, kind of. I needed to find a succinct way of saying it. Basically, the idea is the Omenpath cards have been revealed, and they inject a lot of interesting concepts into the world of Magic that have not previously been there. And I think some of those concepts, obviously a lot of them were there's so many legends in that set, but there are also a bunch of cards that imply legends that don't exist because there wasn't a Spider-Man equivalent of that card. Should I be explaining what the Omenpaths are? I feel like if someone's watching this, they will know, but maybe I should anyway.
Yeah, just in case someone's not really engaged in Magic or Arena.
It is so hard. It is so hard to gauge how much people know at any given time, right? It's I don't know where that is. I don't think of myself, I'm not a pro or anything. I'm still pretty casual, but I also kind of live and breathe this stuff at the same time. It's a very weird spot to be.
Yeah, here, let me see if I can explain it really fast.
Go for it.
Alright, so Spider-Man is a set that is coming out soon. It has all these Spider people in it, and all these pictures of Spider-Man.
There's so many pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah, and here's the thing: because of international copyright law, if you don't write the contracts right, it's illegal to have pictures of Spider-Man without Marvel's permission, and Marvel didn't give permission for online pictures of Spider-Man in a digital card game.
I guess. I don't know how it works, but I blame Disney and also kind of thank them because I'm so glad that Omenpaths exist.
Yeah, so that's the thing is we have a bunch of cool new art on the card, pictures of not Spider-Man, so to speak, that are really cool and kind of show cool parts of the Magic world that involve spiders that are still really cool.
Right, they took the cards they designed for the Spider-Man IP and then went, well, let's give these new names and new art and maybe a little bit different flavor depending on where you squint for the arena release of those cards. And now they are oozing with Magic's world, and it's really cool, honestly.
Yeah, I'm into it. I'm glad this happened.
Yeah,
especially as a arena player who isn't super excited about playing in real New York City where I have lived for a large part of my life.
I wonder if that makes it worse. I hadn't thought about that. That's not the point of the podcast today. The point of the podcast is I saw this card. I'm going to say this card because future me should add it to the screen when I say it. That would be really nice of me, future me. Thank you for doing that, future me. And it is an angel who is fishing. And it's not a character, but it's clearly happening in the card art, right? It's this is the Archangler, which is a play on Archangel, but they're an angler. And I'm I need to know more about this person. I need this character to exist. So I really hope
You do love your fishing.
Come back to this concept. So I wanted to imagine what the Archangler would look like. So that's where my brain started going, and so I said, B, would you be into doing a podcast episode about talking about custom cards that are spinning off from the new lore that has been established in this set?
And I said, yes, I would love to.
So with that in mind, I guess the opposite of bearing the lead. I'm showing you the lead, but now I'm going to ask you, B, what did you bring? We can maybe capstone with the Archangler and my ideas for that. What did you look at?
Well, so you sent me a bunch of cards that I thought were good recommendations.
Oh yeah, you want to go through those? Because I think they're still worth talking about a little bit, even if we don't have full custom designs for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I sent B a few pictures. I sent her Secret Identity, which shows a rat from Bloomborough who is in a superhero outfit, which I think is hilarious that they're like, yeah, this is like a riff on the superheroes. We're just gonna have a superhero.
I could be wrong.
They got a rat tail. They have a rat tail. I've seen some people say
you're
they
right.
might.
Yeah, their mask makes them look like a raccoon.
I've seen some people say that they're a possum. I assume they're a rat because that is the setting. We know that rat is one of the popular creature types.
Yeah, no, possums were in that set as well. There were a couple possums.
I can't remember if it was a possum or not. Anyway, yeah, it's really cool. I think that I've heard other people mention how it's got, they have a mask which is reminiscent of raccoon, and I don't know if that's intentional or not, because raccoons just look like they're wearing masks, so it's a little bit hard to say, but yeah, I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
The other one I sent was, there's Lava Brink Repels the Magma Loth, which is one of the new sagas. The sagas are super weird in this set because they generally don't make any sense. But this one actually does tell a story, which I think is really cool. And in the art...
Yeah, I think it was Kaldheim. I'm pretty sure it's Kaldheim.
Is it Kaldheim? Ooh, it could be. I don't know where it's supposed to be taking place. It's Lava Brink.
It could be
Lava Brink
is. Area for all I know.
Lava Brink is a known location. We could look that up right now and know where Lava Brink is from, which I think is a Dominarian place. I think the lava runners are from Lava Brink, I think. But I don't know. I do eventually. I should not say this because it's gonna if I don't follow through, I'm gonna feel bad. But I am planning on doing.
Ikoria.
It's Ikoria. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I just looked it up right now.
There you go. But there's no Magma Loth in the set. They could have actually, because there is the Infernus. So they could have made that the Magma Loth, and they didn't, which I think is an interesting choice. But that does leave an opening for the Magma Loth to be a character that we could establish. But as I was saying, I do plan on doing a lore deep dive eventually, and it depends on how much lore they give us. That will be how much speculation and how much facts there are. This, for example, is a fact because we know that Lava Brink is a location, but that's it. We don't know anything else about Magma Loth. The next one I sent was Olk's Mouth of Too Many Eyes. This is a cool, weird little mutant advisor, but they are advising someone, and we don't know who that is as far as I can tell. Maybe we do know who it is, and I just haven't looked into it further enough yet. And then the last one, there is Cactarantula Saddle, which I think is fascinating because they've established Cactarantulas, which are cactus spiders, but because the set doesn't have plant spiders, they couldn't actually have a Cactarantula on a card in the set. So they worked it in this form of, this is a saddle for a Cactarantula. And so I was thinking that, you could spin off of this, well, now we know that there are Cactarantula riders. That's not something I think that was established in the original Thunder Junction. So that is also a space to explore. Anyway, that's not important. Those are the ones I sent to be. What were you saying about said cards that I sent you?
Yeah, so Secret Identity, one of the cute art superhero rats.
Yeah.
They're like rats Batman, kind of, but not bats, a rat.
Yeah.
So Robert the Rich is a card that exists.
Okay.
And it's getting kind of Robin Hood vibes, just like Robert the Rich does.
Is that the one I'm thinking of? Let me just look real quick. 2 mana 2/2 reach haste. Whenever this attacks, if defending player has more cards in hand than you, exile 2 cards. During any turn you attacked with a rogue, you may cast those cards. Yeah,
so I'm kind of thinking you probably do a blue Robert the Rich, and that would probably be interesting. Something like if this gets in combat damage, it probably has some evasive keyword also, or maybe just straight up unblockable 1/1.
Sure.
But when it gets in combat damage, if you have less cards than your opponent, draw up the difference.
Ooh, that is cool. Very strong. Did they do that with the Fox? Fox Glove, 5 mana, Bant, that's green, white, and blue, 3/5 lifelink. When they attack, draw cards equal to the number of cards the defending player had, player's hand minus the number of cards in your hand. Yeah, and that was also from the same set. Having like a smaller, weaker version of this could be kind of cool. I think you could maybe even like hamper it where it's like, you know, draw the difference, but like up to 2 or something. Like you like there's a cap to it maybe, or it's like the difference minus 2 or something. One of those would be maybe interesting. Were you planning on going through? Did you have ideas for all of these cards that I sent you?
I had a couple ideas for all of them.
Sure, yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, it is the Micro-Magic podcast, but you know, if we go through them quick enough, that's cool. That's a cool idea.
Yeah. Big idea. I think like to the Magma Loft, I kind of two things. One, I think this is a creature that like starts small and gets big.
Okay. I mean, that's like the Infernus, right? So from the actual set, Molten Man, I think it is, was rethemed to the Infernus, which I have no idea what is, and I'm very excited to find out. Where we can sort of see what's going on in the foreground of that shot, which I can't remember what is exactly, but I think it does imply a plane, which is very cool. But its size is equal to your mountains, so it grows as the game goes on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and another thing I kind of thought would be cool, we have a bunch of cards that are like, get red mana, it doesn't go away between turns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the second chapter of this saga kit adds red, so is that like probably the thing you're keying off of?
Well, okay, so we have that, and we have like stuff like Electro from this set.
I don't know what Electro. Yeah, I should look that up. What did Electro become?
But I think it'd be cool to have him actually actively reward you for holding on to red mana.
You know, as you were talking, I was thinking like, is that where she's going? Because that's kind of a cool idea, right? Like your stats are equal to the number of red
or like
mana pool.
Or just like gets +1/+1 counters equal to the number of red in your mana pool kind of thing. And
when? What do you mean?
At the end of each end step.
That's how Omnath kind of works, right? But what you're describing is stockpiling, and also it is like it's counters. Right. Omnath, Locus of Mana, the mono green version. You don't lose unspent green mana, and their stats are equal to the amount of unspent green mana you have +1.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of power creeping that card a little bit, but it's different color and.
Yeah, I mean different color, not having as much access to mana, except for like rituals. The ritual stuff could be kind of silly, which is cool. But yeah, you're right. You want to be using it. I guess that's sort of the question. Is like, red is very much about like impulsiveness. It wants to use its mana, I would think.
Maybe it's like alternatively, it could be like whenever you spend red mana, this gets whenever you spend red mana, this gets a +1/+1 counter for each red mana spent.
Yeah, I feel like it is one of those things that people oftentimes criticize of like, oh, you're rewarded for playing Magic, right? You're doing the thing you were gonna do anyway.
I can see the Mall Town take down this card. Yeah.
I don't know, but I like the idea of it growing. I like the idea of it being counters. I think you could do something where it is like Omnath, except for it's like for every 2 pips you get like a counter.
Okay, you know? Yeah, sure.
Or like maybe it's this. Maybe it's like red mana does not empty from the pool as steps and phases end, or however the wording is. You don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. At the end of each turn, right? Not like your opponent, but like each turn.
Each turn, yeah.
At the beginning of each end step, lose half of your unspent red mana. And put that many +1/+1 counters.
Onto I like that.
Right. So you need to have a bunch of it, and then it goes away. But then you can
you build it up again.
Yeah, which is like it's cool. Kind of like just spending it, but you only get it half at a time, which is it's just worse than the thing I said before. But it's cooler because you still have that mana floating to use.
Yeah, but you can also like make this like a 2 mana like 1/1 or something like that, and then like.
You know, I'm always so weirded out by these like things that are depicted as being massive, and they start as 1/1s because they want them to grow, like the Cosmogoyf. It's like. It's this massive, like, nebula-sized thing, and it's a 1/1. Like, Sorry, I just don't have anything in exile, so it's nothing. Which I guess kind of makes sense. It's like ephemeral. It's not real. It's a nebula, right?
Yeah, it's a baby. It's a baby.
Well, it's not a baby. It's just like becoming more real, I feel like, is the idea there.
Yeah, and I think that's like the thing. It's like the heat's... Alternatively, it could be like...
Fire monster's not hot. It's just like...
Yeah. Oh, actually, that gives me an idea. What if it was like... instead of... So it starts out big. It's like a 4-mana 4/4, let's say. Something like that.
Sure, okay.
It starts out big. It doesn't grow, but whenever you... But when steps in phases... May not... At each end step, instead of like adding counters, it does damage.
Just
equal to face. Yeah, it just hits the face for that much.
That is wild. So all stockpiled mana is like 1-for-1 burn, but you don't lose it.
Yeah, you don't lose it. Yeah, so it's like you're on fire. Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, we should move on to the next card, I think. But
no, these are some cool ideas, but also like terrifying. I mean, red is always scary to me. I just find red the scariest color because I don't play red, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's fair. That's how I feel about like white and blacks a lot of times.
Sure.
Yeah.
So the next one of the ones I sent you was Olks. I don't actually know if we know who this person is. I did a little bit of research and I did not find anything. I don't recognize this mask. They're wearing like a weird mask with gold teeth.
Yeah.
This doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know what this is.
I think is that Olks? I thought Olks was the person that the creature, the mutant.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we know what Olks is. Olks is this mutant advisor, but who are they talking to?
Oh, it looks like some Orzhov guy. Is what I think.
Orzhov. I guess you could say that like maybe Olks is like some kind of Simic creation. They're a mutant.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, gold teeth seems like a very Orzhov thing to me, and like this.
Mm-hmm. It might also be Companion. There's not really any mutants on New Capenna as far as the established lore, but that window in the background is very like fancy.
Oh, Art Deco.
And I could see this as being kind of like a...
It doesn't give me an Art Deco vibe. It's more like cathedral-y. It could be not Ravnica. Innistrad. It could be Innistrad.
Innistrad. Huh. I see what you're saying.
And I think there are mutants on Innistrad.
I don't know. In theory, they could be mutants anywhere, but... Yeah,
there's mad science on Innistrad, I'll say that.
Right. Well, actually, that's a good point in that Gobin... oh, wait, no. That's not a mutant. Never mind. I was going to say Gobin created a thing on... Gobin is a new character on Innistrad. I think they're on Innistrad. They look like Innistrad. Who made Fleam, the weird goblin hybrid. But I don't know why I was thinking that they were a mutant. They're not, so just ignore me.
Yeah, it is a goblin.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say about this this man that Olks is talking to. I'm happy just to move on to the next card. Yeah.
well, I mean, I'm into like kind of the puppet master thing, like maybe something that's like I really like Doc Ock's ability in this with the common or uncommon Doc Ock's.
I like the common one. I think the commons are in this. The common legend's actually really cool in this set. I'm really surprised.
Yeah. Well, I'm into the idea of like hexproof as long as you have another creature.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see like hexproof as long as you have another creature, and also like kind of puppet masters, like you get to untap your creatures or something like that.
So you're interpreting this like this person is a puppet master, even though they have an advisor who is puppet mastering them. I thought you were going to describe this as like the puppet master, you know.
Well, the mutant, the Olks is the mutant, and I was saying that they were a puppet master. I think this Olks is what would have the Doc Ock ability.
But Olks exists. Olks is this card.
Sarah, well, what if we made another Olks? What if we had a
That's
second
not the
Olks?
challenge.
Okay, fine.
I actually, weirdly enough, as much as this like Spider-Man set has been kind of dragged for having a million versions of the same character, which is only kind of true, but it still does have repeats of like literally the same character. I love that the Through the Omenpaths has no repeats. They're all unique characters. I don't like repeats in one set. They make me really uncomfortable. But like, it literally doesn't have any, which is so funny to me in contrast to the source material.
I wonder if you're gonna do an alchemy Omenpath. That might be interesting.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't play alchemy, so I don't follow it. But I suppose they.
I don't either.
Could?
But it would be cool to see more of these characters, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, sorry. Okay, so this guy.
Sorry,
I want to give a suggestion for this guy because I think they are like. I think they're a puppet master too. I think they're a puppet master that's also being puppeted.
That makes sense.
Puppet follow it. Yeah.
They're like, tell me all the secrets of what's going on so I may manipulate it.
Yeah, exactly. I think I like the idea that they're in Orzhov, even if they're not literally Orzhov.
Sure. And they're being manipulated by like some kind of Demirian simic mutant person.
Yeah, or just like getting the information, or either that's their spy master or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe a little column A, a little column B.
I do like the idea of like this person can't do anything without their advisor, so they're like weak if they don't have an advisor around, and if they do have an advisor, they're strong and hexproof. Yeah.
Maybe they have advisor synergy. Yeah.
I love advisor synergy. I think the thing is there's not none, and the stuff we have is actually really strong, but it's so like it's like just like one thing, and so if you're doing advisors, you have one thing you can do. It's really weird.
Yeah. Maybe it could be like a Demir actually, like or like almost like actually Esper. I think they're Esper, and I think what they do. Because I think they're black also. What they do is like for each advisor you control, draw a card and then drain a life.
For each.
So gain one, lose one.
Wait, for each
advisor.
What you do?
For each advisor you control on your end step, maybe.
These end step triggers. All right, sure.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's an activated ability that's where you tap an untapped advisor you control.
That is the like. Space that we existed in. You could go even weirder with it and say like whenever an advisor you control becomes tapped or something.
Ooh, I like that. And then like so it's like tap it. So yeah, maybe it's like whenever advisor you control becomes tapped, draw a card. It has tap and untapped advisor you control to drain a life.
Yeah. No, it's interesting because making it like 3 color, right? Black, white, and blue. That's what you're saying, right? You're saying Esper. You're saying Obscura.
Yeah, Obscura. Esper,
What's interesting there is that like, so the most famous advisors are persistent petitioners, right? My understanding is that those are like Azorius, right?
Yeah.
So you've got this like, this is the Azorius piece, but it's being manipulated by the Demir.
Yeah, or the Orzhov, yeah, or both.
Or the Orzhov, or both. Yeah. I think that works. Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give you a persistent petitioner commander.
Yeah, I'm into. Well, yeah, or just like advisor commander.
There is an advisor commander, but they're weird because they have like a laundry list of types, and advisor just kind of happens to be there. That's the Archimandrite, something like that. Let me see if I can find it. Yes, the Archimandrite is a Jeskai commander that is an advisor, but they have the ability of whenever you gain life, each advisor, artificer, and monk you control gains vigilance and gets +X+0, or X the amount of life you gain. And it's just like very weird. It's just like these 3 things.
I wonder how many like I know you can like play as many like positions as you want, but like I wonder how many like if I didn't want to go that route, how many like different advisors are there in Esper?
Just like actually different advisors as opposed to
petitioners.
Yeah, like one-O's. Okay. Let's take a look. Type advisor. Well, according to not me filtering results, just looking at a Scryfall search of black, white, blue advisors, there's 107.
Oh, okay. Okay, that seems good enough.
Yeah, that's plenty, honestly. There's some pretty cool, weird ones. Like, Doctor Who had some advisors, which is interesting. They're like, felt like very weird, not really have a home cards that actually were cool designs. They were just kind of stranded. Like some that care about like sagas and stuff.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of want it to be like cares about a number of different advisors you have, so not persistent positioners.
That is a fun way of doing it. I honestly, I would love to see more things that care about singleton. That's not just commander. The problem is that they end up doing that thing where it's like, oh no, this is like an irrelevant line of text in commander. You know what I mean? Like it ends up reading that way. But here it actually works because of the the way you generally build petitioners.
Yeah. So like for each every time whenever an advisor control becomes attached, it has a different name than any other advisor that actually has this ability. I don't know how you word that exactly.
We figured it out.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Sure. There's one more that I sent you, which again I did not expect you to go through all of them. This is getting a bit of a longer runtime than expected, but I'm enjoying the conversation. So like whatever.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. All right. Cactarantula Saddle. So I think like you could do a cool card that was like Cactarantula Patrol.
Yeah, so the way that this one works, right? This is supposed to be like the Spidey suit. You put on the mask and you become Spider-Man. No, but like it's that famous line of like anyone could wear the mask, right?
Yeah.
And this card makes you a spider hero. And for the most part, it feels like the set has kind of just ignored what a hero means in real Magic, which is kind of a shame, but like whatever. But here, it's like it gives you the hero type. What does that mean, right? To me, we can imagine the character who rides the Cactarantula, who would not literally be a spider, but they like become one with the spider, right? You would like your card now has a spider in it. Is kind of the implication, right? Because all the Omenpath cards are like a human with a spider who's helping them. But
honestly,
you
I think
become a hero.
Honestly, I think Cactarantula should exist and it should be a mount.
Cactarantula does exist.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, no, it was a real card from Thunder Junction, but we've never seen someone ride one before.
Oh, well, yeah, I think you could do a cool mount, Cactarantula mount ability.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know, mounts, I like mount, I like the mechanic of mount, and I think it would work here. Yeah,
it's cool, it's just like, I want to know about the rider.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
The idea of like plant spider hero human person.
Yeah. Okay. So
could be anything.
Yeah. So they'd probably be like a cactus person.
Oh, cool. Actually, that would let you not have to like double up on types too. You'd just be plant spider hero, because that's gonna get a long type line if you doubled up too much. Kept going.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
I like that idea. I just double check. I'm pretty sure that we didn't see anyone ride a Cactarantula. Yeah, I'm looking now. The only card that depicts a Cactarantula, as far as I can tell, is Cactarantula. Which, if you're curious how that one works, it's a 6-mana 6/5 that costs less per... Oh no, it costs 1 less if you control a desert, not per desert. That's a shame. It doesn't have affinity for deserts. It has max of 1.
Ooh, desert seems really cool.
And then it says, whenever it becomes the target of the spell and ability opponent controls, you could draw. It's basically got ward, the owner of this draws a card. Controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, desert synergy. It could do like the desert ping thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think that if you're gonna do like a cactus folk riding a Cactarantula, that is like some kind of pushing out into the wasteland, discovering new things, right? They might have like not necessarily landfall, but like some kind of variant of it, right?
Oh, maybe they like tap to drop to like ramp, like a tap and mana ability to repeatable ramp.
I suppose they could. I was gonna say something like your lands have whenever. I guess like that's just landfall. That's just landfall with extra steps. I was gonna say your lands have when this enters deal 1 damage. They have this like the desert.
I mean
that's just landfall.
Something that turns them into deserts would also be cool.
Sure.
All your lands are desert in addition to other types.
Yeah, that could be cool and open up some space. I just don't know why being a spider rider would do that.
Yeah.
It's a desert now. I've ruined it.
Yeah, maybe it's an ability that's like search. You can either search your deck for a desert and ramp a desert, or blink your own desert that's already out. Oh,
you know what? I thought you were gonna say search your library for a land, and put it into the battlefield tapped, it's a desert.
Oh, that'd
like
be cool
it just
too.
like so you go looking for something and you find a desert, which makes sense. I think that works. Like turning your land to the desert feels weird, but finding a land which is a desert in this specific case, that is cool. And also just like universal land tutors, I get it. They're bad for the game for some reason, but I think they're nice. Sometimes you want that.
Yeah.
It's good to have it eventually. And having someone who's just going to find you a land and turn it into a desert, maybe it even like crimes yourself or something. Like it like hurts you, right? It's like that's a punishment for universal land tutors or something.
Oh, maybe something like whenever a desert enters the battlefield, in addition to like the previous text, whenever a desert enters the battlefield, deal 1 damage to each player.
Oh, yeah, I like that. It's each, so it hits you too. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. There's something about, like, I'm very good at going out into the desert, and you just, like, get completely messed up and it hurts you, and it's like, that's kind of the opposite of the flavors.
Yeah, but it's each. It's about who can handle the heat the best.
I think that actually works. I like that one a lot. I don't know exactly, like, I think it probably is just ETB, ramp a land, it is a desert, and then passive, whenever a desert enters, ping.
Yeah.
You could even make it not landfall and have it just be like whenever a desert enters, period, not like under your control. I think that is underutilized.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You can also do the thing where it's like whenever a land enters under someone's control, that person gets hurt, but that is that's Zuzu the Punisher stuff, and I don't know if that's where we're going. Zuzu?
Yeah,
Zozo? Whatever. It doesn't matter. All this is to say, I like this idea a lot. That's all you had to say about that one earlier, right? I don't want to like cut you off.
That's all I have to say, yeah.
So the one that I wanted to talk about, and I feel very inadequate now because I didn't expect you to go off about 4 different cards, although it was a good back and forth discussion, is Archangler's Skyrod. The actual card is an equipment which is being used by the titular Archangler in the art. The equipment is like a fishing rod that is used to tap creatures, which I think is a good flavor for a fishing rod. It's just like, you catch it, and it can't go do anything. But I think that this character has a lot of space as a fishing angel. Like, what is the crossover there? The first thing I thought of was just like, I think this is a Bant character. I think this is a green, white, and blue. And that is mostly because we have seen fishing represented on blue cards, green cards, and white cards. And so I feel like we need something to tie those together, and this is appropriate. I guess, like, there aren't really green angels. Like, my first thought was white-blue, honestly, but I think the green makes sense so that you could, like, play in that space some more. Maybe that's unnecessary.
Also, they're like an angel that's more in touch with nature. I can see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually... I don't know where this takes place. Like, they have brown feathers in their wings, and I don't know if that's like indicative of a certain plane or not. These fish have never been depicted on any other card as far as I can tell. It's not like one of the known flying... There's lots of flying fish in Magic, but I don't think any that look like this exist. But I was thinking, I think it'd be cool to have a sort of like a Rutstein effect, where Rutstein's like mill a card and then like do a thing based on what it was. It's like reveal the top card of your library, and then depending on what it is, you get different effects. So that's the fishing, right? You flip a card, and if it's like an artifact, maybe you get a treasure, and if it's a creature, maybe you get a food or something, like, right? And so I was thinking about this, and 2 thoughts came to my mind. One was, well, maybe they actually do care about like artifacts generally, and they create 3 different types of tokens or something, and so it's like one of those different artifacts with different names kinds of characters, you know, like that transmutation font, which cares about having 3 different names or artifacts, like something to do with that space.
I do love my junk token.
I don't really know why. Actually, that's what I was thinking, was it's like flip a card, and if it's a creature, you get a food, you got a fish. And if it is an artifact, you caught like a boot, so you get a junk token, the tokens from Fallout. I actually read I read a comment from Mark Rosewater saying they probably won't pre-print junk tokens because they think that they weren't as balanced in the way they wanted. They want to have like a retooled, more balanced version, apparently. Which is a shame because I think they were really cool, and they probably felt really cool because they were broken.
Yeah, no, definitely.
What you gonna do? Anyway, So that probably won't happen, but I like the idea of that. We could even just use scrap, which I always talk about this. There's a scrap token that exists. It's produced by like a specific like Farida or something. It's like a Dominaria Brotherhood character, Brothers War character. But it's just like a nothing artifact. It just is an artifact for the sake of affinity and being an artifact you could sacrifice to effects and stuff. It's pretty cool. But then you could also have like land be maybe the treasure or something, and it just finds you, you know. That's really common, is any of these like flip a card and then do something based on what it is. Land is often treasure. They usually like to give you a thing that's like equivalent to the thing you flipped, right? Anyway, all that's to say, I don't know exactly if that like tracks with the idea of the character. Like, I like that you're flipping stuff, and I like that there's some reward for it, but like, why would they then care about artifacts? Like, they're not an artificer. I mean, maybe they are. Maybe, I don't know.
I think they should make flying fish tokens. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I do think that it would be nice to like actually incorporate the fish instead of just being food, right? But maybe that's just a different card that goes into the deck. Maybe it's not actually a token. The other thing I was thinking. Okay, please go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I think like a flying fish token would be like make a 1/1 fish token with flying would be fun.
Yeah, I think that'd just be a good space. Like, it just like it's very evocative, right? We already seen the fish tokens, but there's fish, man, slap flying on it. Why not? The other thing I was thinking though is that one thing I think feels very fishing is Future Sight, where you look at the top card and you're like aware of what it is.
Yeah.
And then you can play from the top. Do you think they could print a card that's like the beginning of your upkeep, flip a card, like reveal a card, and then it also says like you may play cards from the top of your library as long as you have revealed them? Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh, that'd be cool.
Could you make that character? Because if you look at Future Sight, it's you play with it revealed, you may play from the top. And like, if a card didn't say you could play revealed cards and instead just said you could play from the top, you wouldn't be able to do that, right? The game would break. The mechanisms that make the game work would go like, well, you can't. You don't know what it is. But the idea of having someone that says, if you know what it is, you may play it, I think could be interesting. But I don't know. Would that function? Like, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm sorry.
I was also thinking you could go somewhere like further than that, which is, I think the other thing that's really fishing is scrying, right? Scrying cards feels very fishing in that, like, a good fisher knows what's coming up next and is able to manipulate the top of their deck and then flip something, right? And so, could you make a Scry Matters card that's like, I have Future Sight, but only for cards you've scryed to the top of your library?
Oh, interesting.
So when you scry 2, you can stack them or put one on the bottom and one on the top or whatever. And if you put a card on top of your library from scrying, you can play it this turn. Like, I don't know, stuff like that I think would be really interesting.
That sounds cool, yeah.
The more I thought about this, go ahead. I have like a whole thing prepared.
I mean, yeah, it's just to say what you said, which is whenever you scry, after you say scry, if you left the card on top, you may reveal the top card of your deck and play it.
Yeah, I think you'd probably have to do it more verbosely, like you're saying. There is actually precedent for when you scry to the top. I think it literally uses that wording. It's like from Lord of the Rings, I think he used that, where it's like whenever you scry a card to the top of your library, you can like do something with it. Can't remember how that exactly works, but there is precedent for that terminology, so we know that it works within the rules of the game. But you probably couldn't just say like, as long as you know what the card is, you're allowed to play it or something, because that would get very weird. So instead it would say something like what you're saying, where you could reveal it, and then if you do, you can play it this turn. Or like if you do, you exile it or something like that. Or maybe it's just like you may exile it and then you can play it from exile this turn, something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then if you're like, I can't play it this turn with the mana, I'll just leave it not revealed and then I'll draw it next turn or whatever. The other thing I realized as I was thinking of this card is if you ignore the green part, if you just want it to be like blue-white, Errant and Giada. Do you remember this card? It was from the Marcher Machine, I think it was.
Yeah, it's flash energy, right?
Yeah, so it's actually an angel card. It's a human angel, but it's an angel card. But it can play cards from the top of your library as long as they have flash or flying. And that's what got me thinking about it. I was like, well, this person knows about not just fishing, but fishing specifically things in the sky. So like, if you were just gonna say like, let's just take an existing card and like reskin it to be the Archangler, I think Aaron Giada is very close to what you'd come up with, because it's just like you could. You're good at fishing this specific thing, which is flying things and things with flash.
I have an idea.
Sure.
Okay, so it's basically you can look at the top card of your deck at any time. You may cast fish from the top of your deck and or fish, Leviathan, blah blah, all the types.
Sure. Yeah. Laundry list of creature types. Sure.
And then like all the sea creature types, and then like at the end of your and then it has at the end of each of your turn, it's by 2 or something like that. But it doesn't have future sight, so it doesn't have straight up future sight, but it has like or it has future sight for fish, but you can make it so that the fish are on top by scrying.
I like that a lot, right? I think that saying what separates a master fisher from a regular person is being able to manipulate the top of the deck. So having them be able to do that seems cool. Having them only care about specifically creatures that have like sea creatures, very cool. I also apparently just really, really like this like type changing thing. Right? I said it with the Cactarantula that it would be cool if like you could tutor up a land and you put it into play, but if you do, it becomes a desert for like the rest of its lifespan.
Oh yeah.
There was an alchemy card when alchemy first came out, which is the only time I ever tried it. Was just like when the first alchemy set back in Midnight Hunt, they had a card that was like, I don't remember if you could cast from the top of your library. I think it was actually a cast from the top ability, and it was if you did, it is a 1/1 with flying. And I went, that's so cool. And they've never printed that. And if you had it saying you can fish things off the top, they have to be fish, they have to be whatever. If you do, they enter with a flying counter because it's a flying fish. It's not just a normal fish. That would be really fun. Yeah. I think that would be a cute little like.
That would be cute.
Because we have the technology. We can just give it a flying counter. You know, I don't have to worry about keeping track of it like alchemy. Yeah, like that's totally a real thing you could do in Magic.
Absolutely.
I think that's it for us. I don't know how to end an episode. This is the second episode of this podcast. I don't know what I'm doing.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Omenpaths. I think it's gonna be cool. This is the Micro-Magic Podcast. I've been DarcyBits, with me has been B. Cards. Hey. They're cool. Bye.
Bye.